Hey everyone, Ryan here, and welcome to my review of a very hyped LEGO Star Wars set in the 75378 Barc Speeder Escape. This one has 221 pieces and costs $30 in the US. Now, part of the reason for its hype is that it's the first LEGO Star Wars set to be explicitly based on the events of Order 66. This one coming from the Mandalorian Season 3's flashback of the events of Order 66. Now, this set, as it is released, is a Barc Speeder with a lamppost, which we'll get back to later, but there was a chance this could have been a set that was a Barc Speeder with a Republic gunship, which would have been an insane set to be able to have a Republic gunship chase down a Barc Speeder. Of course, that would have made this set about $150 or $160 instead of the $30 that we have here, but it's just an interesting different concept for what this set could have been. Opening up my fresh box here, we're going to find 3 numbered bags, 1 very small sticker sheet, and a pretty small instruction manual. The first and only full-on repeat minifig in this set is Grogu. It's the same great rubbery head where the ears are a bit bendy if you press down on them. It's the same Lego baby body, but this exact figure has now been in 9 sets since 2020, so I don't really view it as the same draw that I used to. It's also available in a $16 microfighter that includes a great Mandalorian minifigure, so there are other options out there to pick up a Grogu if you somehow don't already have one. It's just kind of crazy to me that this version of Grogu has been in 9 sets already. The next 2 minifigs included are these 501st Troopers, and these are technically new variants because it combines the body and legs that we saw introduced in 2020 with the helmet from the 501st Specialist Battle Pack in 2023. Unfortunately, this does mean the 501st Troopers have gotten a downgrade here, adding on the very ugly additional helmet warts, and of course there's no accessories included in this set, so they're just there to look ugly. The print on top is also ever so slightly worse here. It's just sad to see downgraded 501st Troopers in this set. They are appropriately in this set as they are seen chasing Kelleran Beq and Grogu out of the Jedi Temple. I think it's a great fit as far as the character choice, but the quality execution just isn't there. Finally, the true highlight minifig in this set has got to be Kelleran Beq. I think he looks pretty good with his blue and green lightsabers. His Jedi robes look fantastic with that added bit of gold in the middle, and he's got a pretty standard brown cape. But I gotta say, my least favorite part about him has to be the facial likeness to the character and the actor. I just don't think they really nailed it on this one. We've definitely seen better from LEGO Star Wars, so pretty good character, but I think the face could have been a lot better here. You know what couldn't have been any better in this set, though? This lamp. It's a lamp from Star Wars. This lamp right here sent the stock price of LEGO City plummeting, and it may never recover. Now, this thing is incredibly accurate. It is exactly what we see in The Mandalorian on the outside of the Jedi Temple, and it's technically not the first part of the Jedi Temple LEGO Star Wars has ever made. They did release a Toy Fair exclusive Yoda's holocron chamber that is contained within the Jedi Temple. However, this is the first part of the Jedi Temple that you can buy at like a Walmart. I think the lamp here does a really good job at setting the scene, but part of me also feels like it was only included to try and justify a $30 price tag on this set. It was like they didn't have enough in the set and they needed to add something more, and so the lamp was it instead of just reducing the price by $5. That's kind of the vibe I get, but I also don't care because the lamp is legendary. Moving on to the Barc Speeder with sidecar and Yoda's pram, I want to start with the only part of the design that I don't like. You best believe it's the massive stud shooters slapped onto the front end of the Barc Speeder so that they can say there's a cool play feature, when this already has a cool play feature with the sidecar, but now it can shoot things. Wow. Comparing to the 2020 501st Battle Pack build, you can see there are some differences on the front end design, but it's still the same idea with the stud shooter on the front. It does look particularly ugly though if you compare it to the 2013 Barc Speeder with sidecar build, which had a much slimmer profile. I really liked the way it used to look, but I understand wanting to have a play feature. Just aesthetically for collectors like me, not it. Also, that's what the underside looks like. You can see they've bolstered it up quite a bit there. When it comes to the rest of the Barc Speeder, I'm a big fan of the color scheme. I think the white and red looks amazing. It's super accurate, of course, to what we see in the show, but as like a LEGO color scheme too, this thing really pops. It looks really sharp. It's got some nice design, again, outside of the stud shooters on the front, leading into the area where we're going to sit Kelleran Beq down. It's the modern half stud, half tile design. I also really like the backrest. It provides just enough room for his cape to slip back there as he sits down. But the reason they do the half stud, half tile is so that when you want to take the figure off, it's really easy to take him off and his legs don't get stuck there. That's something that was an issue on older models, not an issue here. At the back of the bike, we've got some pretty nice detail represented with stickers. Of course, prints would be nicer than stickers, but I think on a small $30 playset like that, these are fine. The taillights on the back of the Barc Speeder are also kind of fire. And the last thing I want to say about the main Barc Speeder here is that they kind of changed the design for these ski pieces on the side of it. Also applies to the front, but they kind of just fall off more easily now. That's of course comparing to 2020 where the connection is much more solid. They don't even get knocked like out of place. They stay straight when you hit them and they don't fall off. So So it is a bit of a change that they've done. I think it looks better on the new model, but the old ones were stronger. Looking at the bottom, you can see the simple connection from the main Barc Speeder to the sidecar. And looking at the sidecar, I was a bit worried. I would think the sidecar was too open, basically too much space created to accommodate Grogu's pram versus a normal minifigure. I think you can see what I'm talking about here, where the old sidecar had a 2x3 space and the new one is closer to 2x5. But I think a combination of some of the sloping and using black for the bottom color helps make it not as noticeable. This piece on the front of the sidecar is a sticker, and I really like the design work for the back end of the sidecar. It's really smooth, no studs, super sleek looking. Love it. Now, of course, the whole reason the sidecar is there and is the way it is to accommodate Grogu's pram. There's a single stud inside of the pram to accommodate Grogu there. And to compare, on the left, we have the pram from the UCS Razor Crest. On the right, the pram from this Barc Speeder Escape set. And I actually like the pram from this new set better. I think it looks better. I think it's shaped more nicely because it doesn't have these ingot pieces on the end. I think it's just a little bit cleaner looking. I assume the intention would have been to keep the same design, but because this pram needs to fit inside the Barc Speeder, they had to slim it down a little bit. And I actually think it worked out really well. So on the bottom of this, there's a round clear piece meant to make it look like the pram is floating. Unfortunately, it doesn't balance too well on that. It's pretty easy to tip over. So that is an unfortunate side effect of that, but it is removable. So you can just remove it. And then once it's removed, the Grogu pram is ready to go into the sidecar. You can see the two studs there. It easily slides right on and connects in. With everything put onto the Barc Speeder and sidecar, it looks amazing. It's a very cute combo to have Kelleran Beq and Grogu running away from almost certain death from the 501st Troopers. So the 2013 version of this build had a pretty cool play feature with the sidecar where it could actually pull out and spin 180 degrees like that. Very cool. So a lot of people are curious if the new one does anything similar. And quite simply, it technically does. You can push the Grogu down like that and it looks pretty wild. You can also bring him up and in towards Kelleran Beq, but it's more of a side effect of the way things are built, not necessarily an actual intended function. The Technic pieces are even offset, so the arms start to disconnect if you do this, but I mean, yeah, it does work. It's a function, but like, it's not a real feature. So is this set worth your $30? I think I have to say no, because earlier I said I thought that the lamp was only included as a throw-in because LEGO didn't think this set was worth the money. They had to stretch the value here. And so if they didn't think it was worth $30, I don't think the lamp moves the needle. Like, the lamp is cool. I like it. It's fun. It sets the scene, like I said. But does it give it that extra push over the hump? I would say no. Of course, I hate to see the downgraded 501st Troopers included in this set. It would have been super simple to use the older helmet that just objectively looks better. And as always, having stickers instead of prints won't help the value case either. Whether you wait for this set to go on sale or not, it's still going to be an excellent set for most people. It provides good play features for kids and honestly makes a really good small birthday or Christmas gift for all ages. I'm very conflicted on what to give this set. On one hand, 10 out of 10 lamp. On the other hand, 0 out of 10 helmet holes. 9 out of 10, and you can check out more 2024 set reviews on the end screen now.